If you could, I know you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but to speak to the long pass plays that the guys allowed in the first half and then settling them down, what was better in the second?
Well, I don't. For whatever reason, we played extremely, and I'm not talking tight in our coverage. We just played extremely tight as a defense. I mean, that wasn't the same group, and that practiced how they performed. And you saw how we played in the second half is kind of what I was hoping we'd play the entire game. And we settled down, got our composure. And, sometimes that happens in the first ball game. Obviously, the big plays in the passing game were disappointing. Our kids have got to be coachable. We talked to them after the first big play of backing them off, pressing and bailing, because they were just, with press coverage, they were going over the top and they were winning the 50-50 ball. Quarterback made a couple nice throws, particularly down there on the goal line with 3rd and long, but we should be backed off and make them, make them kick a field goal, at least attempt to kick a field goal from that standpoint. But the kids did a better job in the second half of just backing off and keeping a good cushion and protecting over the top. And that was the disappointing thing. I felt like we gave them a couple things early. I mean, obviously they executed. You got to give BC credit. But I just thought we played, for whatever reason, very tight in the first half. And then I thought we came out and played. We had a good halftime. The kids were obviously disappointed, but we had the ball first. We said we're going to go get there. We're going to go score. We're going to get the ball back. We're going to score again, and we're right back even where we want to be. And we came out and played really good defense. I thought for the most part the run fits were pretty good. At the end, I was disappointed. The couple running games. I mean, obviously we stuffed the run on the Dillon's one touchdown, and then when the quarterback ran the ball, that was just a busted defense. I mean, we see that play, and we've seen it 1,000 times from our offense. And our linebacker had a misread, and our safety had a misread. And those are the things, like I said, that we've been doing all camp. Those are the disappointing things. But then we settled down, like I said, in the second half, and that gives you some hope. But I told them, we can't be a 30-minute football team. We've got to be a 60-minute football team, and we've got to create some things. We had a big play that was probably at the end of the day. You had Rook dropped a pass in great coverage. Would have been a big turnover for us. We got to capitalize on those opportunities. We kind of got penalized for a big play with Waller's interception. I think that's kind of one of those crazy rules in college football that, I'm anxious to see how close he was to the goal line for his momentum to carry him in, because there is not that in college. In college, they don't have that, And but you kind of get penalized for making a great play, and that was their only drive is when they held us down there, and they had a short field right there. And that was really the one time they were able to run the football on us, and that drive. I mean, that's what they're going to do is pound the ball, but that was the one drive that they moved the ball on us a little bit on the ground, which was disappointing.
What happened on the 3rd and 9 at the end? Sometimes last year you had that opportunity to get off the field and just couldn't. What happened?
Yeah, after the 2 timeouts, if what I was told is upstairs, we had a guy jump out of his gap. I mean, they ran us. They ran power 2 plays. All they did was run what we call power solid. All you have to do is gap fit, and I promise you, there was a guy that ran out of his gap. And all you need is that and that big guy to go through an arm tackle. And but that's where we've got to be consistently good. You can't do it 9 times out of 10 at this level of football. If that one play at this level can beat you. Particularly if we get an opportunity to get the ball back and with a couple minutes left to go in the game, and we're moving the ball offensively. We're moving the ball. We're just not always taking care of the ball at the end of the day. But that was disappointing. To be honest with you, that was really disappointing.
Hey, Coach, earlier in the week, you talked about some wrinkles that perhaps you guys would see tonight. Did the pace that they came out with and kind of maintained, did they kind of put you guys on their heels, so to speak?
Yeah, a little bit, I'd say, and we were prepared for that. But that was, that they did, I think early on we panicked a little bit, for whatever reason. And, we see that from our offense, so that's something that's not new to us, and that's something that we expected. They did it last year. But like I said, all in all, it was we fought our tail off. We came back, kind of ran out of time. We were driving, we were working, we were stopping them in the second half and had some opportunities, and we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit, and kind of at the end of the day ran out of time, you know. I just told the defense, obviously they're disappointed. I appreciate their fight and their effort, and they showed, like I said, in the second half what we've been doing all fall camp. And then we just got to do it for 60 minutes, but we'll improve. And you know, you usually at this game in college football, because you don't have a preseason game, you don't have scrimmages against like high school teams, that you know you'll see yourself on film playing live for the first time and for this season, and you know, you improve the most from week 1 to week 2, and that's what I'm hoping is we'll have a big week, and the kids are disappointed, but you know, there's a lot of things that we can build on with this thing.
Couple more, Mike.
I think you had 3 players injured in the first half, and Carpet, I don't know how much he played because they're
Yeah, after he got hurt, I don't, you know, I'm anxious to see that block, because I think that's kind of what the new rule's all about right there, you know, a blindside block. And obviously he's one of our better football players and had one of the, you know, big time camp and a big time pass rusher, and all of a sudden he's out of the game, you know, right on the first series. So that was extremely disappointing. We losing you know, Quillen. You know, just love what Javon's all about, and you know, we'll see where that is with his injury. And then you know, you lose Tyree. You know, he's your backup safety, and you know, behind that is obviously you got Ladler, who's you know, a good football player. I worry about his speed on the back end a little bit, and then you have J.R. Walker, you know, who's a true freshman. It's kind of like I told you guys in earlier press conferences. We have some depth, but you know, you're a play away from being like we were a year ago, and all of a sudden you're playing with some, you know, some guys playing for the first time in college football, and hoping we won't get into that, but you know, we'll regroup and you know, and come to work tomorrow, and let's get ready to get after ODU.
Last one, Mike.
You played, I think, 9 defensive linemen, obviously the injured part of it, but is this a year where you're just going to have to rotate a lot of guys?
Yeah, we are, you know, and I played you know, I played 4 linebackers today. You know, Keyshawn Artis played early. Alan Tisdale, you know, played early. We decided as a staff that those young defensive tackles are going to have to play, and they're talented kids. They just, you know, they don't have the experience, but they're going to. I like what they're about, and they've got a good football IQ and have a good understanding of their gap fits and responsibilities and those type of things. And they're going to continue to get better and better and better every week. And those kids love football, and that's exciting from a coaching standpoint. But yeah, we're going to play a bunch of people. That's kind of our thought right now, is those that we have what we have, and we can't go throughout a season just playing one group all the time. You know, we'll get beat up that way. And that's just part of the nature of the beast. So we got some young kids that got to play.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.